Lulu and the Thunder Friends in the Valley of Giant Ferns, where the air hummed with dragonflies the size of hawks and the ground trembled with distant footsteps, lived a small girl named Lulu, while the other children of her clan practiced weaving red baskets or chipping flint. Lulu wandered the edges of the great meadow, her bare feet silent on the mossy earth. She wasn't hunting, she was visiting. Her best friends weren't human, they were dinosaurs. Not the scary, roaring kind from the elders' warning tales. Lulu knew the truth. The big ones were mostly gentle giants. There was Grumble, a massive, long-necked apatosaurus who loved having the itchy spots between his neck plates scratched with a smooth river stone. Stripe, a speedy, feathered ornithomus with bright eyes. Who'd race Lulu through the ferns? Lulu always lost, but Stripe would wait at the finish line, chirping encouragement. And Tiny Pip, a curious microraptor no bigger than a turkey, who'd perch on Lulu's shoulder and preen her hair with his beak, chattering like a scolding sparrow. Lulu, come away from those thunder lizards. Her mother would call worry-etching lines around her eyes. They are wild, dangerous. But Lulu just smiled. She'd seen Grumble gently nudge a lost baby mammoth back to its herd. She watched Stripe use his long legs to stomp out a brush fire before it reached the Clan S berry patch. Pip once dropped a shiny beetle right into Lulu's hand when she was sad. They weren't thunder, they were friends. One scorching afternoon, the sky turned an angry purple. The wind howled, tearing leaves from the giant ferns. A terrible storm was coming, the kind the elders called sky rage. The clan hurried to the high caves, shouting for Lulu. But Lulu's heart clenched. She'd seen Grumble limping that morning, a deep thorn stuck in his massive foot. He couldn't climb to the high ground. Ignoring the shouts, Lulu darted back towards the meadow. Rain lashed her face, thunder booming like 100 stomping feet. She found Grumble huddled under a rocky overhang, lowing in pain and fear, his huge eyes wide with panic. Stripe circled overhead, shrieking warnings. Pip clung to Lulu's tunic, trembling. "I'm here, Grumble," Lulu yelled over the wind. She scrambled up his leg like a ladder, her small hands finding familiar grooves in his rough skin. Reaching the thorn, she braced her feet and pulled with all her might. It wouldn't budge. The storm raged, lightning flashing, illuminating Grumble's terrified face. Then a shadow fell over them. Stripe landed beside Grumble's head, spreading his long arms wide like a feathered shield against the worst of the rain. Pip fluttered down, pecking furiously at the base of the thorn, loosening the mud around it. Together girl, giant, speedster and tiny flyer they worked. Lulu pulled, Pip pecked, Stripe sheltered. With a final pop, the thorn came free. But the storm wasn't done. A flash flood roared down the valley, turning the meadow into a churning brown river. The rocky overhang wouldn't hold. Grumble tried to stand, but his injured foot buckled. Lulu looked at her friends, then at the rushing water. An idea sparked wild, but perfect. "Grumble, lie down." "Stripe, Pip, help me." Grumble lowered his massive neck flat on the ground. Stripe positioned himself at the front, bracing against the current. Pip fluttered nervously but stayed close. Lulu scrambled onto Grumble's broad back, right between his neck and shoulders, the safest, sturdiest raft in the whole valley. "Hold on," Lulu cried, though she wasn't sure who she was telling. Grumble, with a mighty heave, pushed off the bank, using his powerful tail to steer. Stripe ran alongside in the shallower edges, guiding him away from fallen trees. Pip zipped ahead, scouting the safest path. The flood waters swirled around Grumble's sides, but his immense weight and low center kept him steady. Lulu clung tight, her heart pounding, but not with fear, with trust. They reached the high ground just as the clan emerged from the caves, gasping in disbelief. They saw Lulu, dry and safe, perched on the back of the great thunder lizard, flanked by the speedy runner and the tiny flyer. Grumble gave a soft, rumbling hoof, not a roar, but a sigh of relief. Stripe bowed his head. Pip landed on Lulu's outstretched hand. The elders were silent. Then Old Man Toro stepped forward, his eyes wide with wonder, not fear. He placed a hand on Grumble's massive leg, feeling the gentle vibration of his breath. "They are not thunder," he said softly, his voice thick with awe. "They are guardians." From that day on, the clan saw the dinosaurs differently. They left offerings of sweet tubers for Grumble near the meadow's edge. Children learned to recognize Stripe's warning calls. Pip became the clan's unofficial lookout, perched high in the tallest tree. Lulu still wandered the edges, her best friends always near. She knew the world wasn't just about survival. It was about connection. And as she sat on Grumble's warm back, watching the sunset paint the sky in colors even the brightest berry couldn't match, with Stripe napping at her feet and Pip preening her hair, Lulu knew she wasn't just a girl in the Stone Age. She was Lulu, friend of the gentle giants, and her world was the biggest, kindest, most wondrous place of all.